pronto. Just pronto. Bad news from the start is I will have to leave the lobby. But it's only about the problems that Max Rowe has for the first time this season. So, you know. Alright, 6 more people. Currently 13 on the grid, plus 6. It equals with 19 drivers we should have, because there is no champ date available. And after this race, driver swaps. After this race. Alright, I'm here, Max Rowe, I'm leaving the lobby, and you have to invite me. So basically I'm just waiting for a moment. Yes, there it is. We are just waiting for an invitation. Yeah, nice title. Well, it's still better than Mugello. Well, Mugello, 2 red flags, but the second red flag was for nothing actually. He was out of the track, far away. Why they would make a red flag? I mean, the safety car was enough. And I'm just waiting for an invitation because 6 minutes to go, no one saw it. Well, I'm just waiting. So I got an idea. Okay. I still have 6 minutes. Okay, got it. Libanov was the first one to see my absence on the lobby. Right. Well, watch this on the hashtag. Okay, I'm in 14 and we are still waiting for some more because we have Patrick on the wait, and where is Steffi and Axel. All of these, please join lobby. Currently on the grid, everything is alright. Let me see the lobby host Jasper, and we don't have error, and that's bruh, like, I don't understand. I see your messages, don't worry, I will be very soon able to read this. Not G2, I want F1. Okay, my PC lagging again, but we will deal with it. Live chat is open officially, even though you can send messages, but there is no possibility as YouTube shows. So Axel, wait, Sensel is O-R-U-K-A and not I didn't notice. We are just waiting for Axel and Sefa as a reserve. Alright, back to the live. I hope we will not be kicked after some random error, but okay. Mugello. Alright, you can see the hashtag on the description, but who cares, it's 3 minutes and we don't see Axel on the lobby. same as FI, at least 18. At least 18. Okay, there is Axel. Drivers are nervous, clicking ready. We are waiting for that one driver. Unfortunately, no more will race, not full grid again. But after this race we have driver swaps, so some of the drivers will be promoted to F1. And I guess if there will be no one, losing a lot of time, but if someone gets a wing damage, then wait a minute, because if there will be no one losing 2 seconds per lap, then everyone stays. Okay, Sefa is there. Spectate. I click, he can pick any car he wants. Alright. Hello Shosty. Welcome. How was PC race? I know it's not counted into championship, but it's our... We start the race. And about the PC race, I know it's not counted into championship, but how was it going? This is the most simple question. Like, you know, I remind you about hitting the like button and inviting people to join this broadcast because there is something to show. What's going on? Why everyone leaves? The lobby starts. So we are waiting for qualifying to start. So basically I'm just making a little advertising. You can also tell who are you supporting at the chat. No one reached the finish line, come on. It's worse than Australia, come on. Houseman for the win. Already he was close to the podium with P4 as I remember. I still have the spreadsheet so I can tell you, but in a moment, just let me advertise the stream on Twitter. Alright, we can see first drivers coming out of the garage. Let me tell you about the only reserve today, Sefi, and Williams replacing Jeroen. Happy birthday to him, as this is the reason why he cannot race. So 100 years or something, or many points, many podiums, victories, maybe a championship. I don't know, we need to find someone stopping Maxwell from dominating us. The drivers are out of the garages. The qualifying session has officially started and we have Jesper, the first one to leave the garage. Also, if there is anything you can tell about the Tuscan Grand Prix, because there is hashtag in the description about that, so more people will get known about the ERO races, which are better than a real F1. We could see that, and also cleaner, you know. So you can tell your opinion about it. I just wanted Ricciardo at the podium, but they didn't finish like we wanted to. Like I wanted to, actually. So basically, officially welcome to the race 4, and I'm now opening the spreadsheet informing about the race, about the results in our league. Yellow flag in sector 3, but these are people just trying to make themselves some place, and we can see Jasper starting his lap. And also, I just reminded about something. Bam! Sorry for that. Remember to leave that like button again. Jasper starts his lap. We can see many people in sector 3. Jasper has Mercedes ahead of him, but it's Axe on his outlap. We are going through the chicane and into the hairpin with the Dutch driver, who was twice third in the standings, both in season 1 and season 2, because in S3 he was barely in top 10, with only one podium achieved in Monaco. Right now he has 8 points achieved in Vietnam, and his first race this season in Japan, because he couldn't attend in Australia. He didn't score points. About the standings of the league in general, Axel is still leading the championship, even though he got a penalty for spinning Axe on lap 27 in Vietnamese Grand Prix. 56 points. Behind him there is Maxro, 41. Third place belongs to Patrick with 36. And then we have Nurluze, 35. Okay, Jasper has invalidated lap time. Maxro is not here. Renault. Okay, we can stay with Sensel. Continuing, 28 points we have Axe, then we have both Ferraris, Javier 25 and Luke 18, with only podium in Japan. Natick has 17, Houseman 12, and 10th place goes to Vilze and Jasper, as both drivers have scored 6th place, but Vilze has done it in Japan. About the constructors, Mercedes has nice amount of points, meanwhile Sensel makes 135.2, but look at Maxro, 132.9, come on. Brett goes 133.7, Houseman with 135.1, then we have Libenov faster than him by just a bit. Who is coming to the line? Both Williams drivers. Javier goes into 3rd place. What about Luke? He starts a lap. Alfa Romeo's Niso goes 3rd. I can see AlphaTauri of Patrick crossing the line to get 3rd place. And what about the McLaren of Pacefan? He finishes the lap and goes 5th, 134.4. Right now Flo is still in F1. So continuing, Mercedes has nice amounts of points in constructors. Then you have Renault 56, AlphaTauri 48, Ferrari 43, Williams 35, McLaren 24, both Alfa Romeo and Red Bull have 11 points, 6 points belong to Racing Point and 4 to Haas. That was real quick. So, thanks for listening this part of the stream, but we will continue. We have less than 13 minutes to go right now, so over 5 minutes have passed. About Sefi, you could see him in Renault in first races, but he had to go to reserve. Well, I don't want to tell the staff, even though it's not major, but he wanted to go to reserve, and here he is. We'll stay with him during the hot lap, because you can see both Renaults are going to the garage. I can also spot AlphaTauri and Haas, but both will pit probably. Yes, I'm right. And right now, Sefi is crossing the line to get 8th place. And also, Axe goes 2nd, 133.4. Luke hasn't done a lap, I guess. Now, okay, it was delayed. 2nd place, 133.3. We can also see Alfa Romeo getting out of the garage. It's Vilzo. letting by the Ferrari driver. If you want to know about the F2 and F3 races, F3 race I was commentating, so there was a lot of things happening. 4 safety cars, 1 virtual, 11 finishers, slow being spun in middle of the race, then pitting, dropped to 12th place, still won. And about the F2, it was Sniper peacefully winning, even though I was leading the restart. And I was going for the podium, to be honest, completely with you. But I've done 2 spin-offs. So that's how my podium dreams have ended. Going back to F3, Rejak from 19th place went into 2nd. So another great drive made by the Polish driver. It was his 2nd podium in a row this season. But there will be also a lot of reports. So right now we're watching Jesper during his hot lap, because I don't see anyone else before him completing it. Maybe one of the Williams drivers. Sefai comes to the pits, Alfa Romeo of Wills will start a lap, and Javier is on the way on the outlap, and Luke goes to the pits. So Jesper gets invalidated. We are switching to Dux, as he's the closest one to reach the line. Both Renaults are on the outlaps. So currently, just informing that I will go for water between qualifying and the race, because I'm missing it. But about the race, still 19 drivers on the grid. I will tell you that there will be no more than 19. There is no driver number 20. But I can already spoil you one thing about the driver swaps, while we have the boring part of the qualifying, to be honest. It's Sniper will probably go Dux! Come on, man! You haven't scored a single point this season, as I remember, and you make the 3rd place. Okay, no, he scored 2 points in Australia, but come on! He was better than Axe. Great lap made by the Racing Point driver. Okay. He distracted me like Henry Stickmin does. Even though he makes a major corner cut. And going back to the driver swaps, because this is what have you got interest on. Because this is what I wanted to tell. Flow is like between F1 and F2. And I need to see also Sniper. I see also Sniper going to F1, being promoted. The Flow's result in qualifying he achieved in F3 is now giving him the 7th or 8th place in the qualifying, because remember, he was 7 tenths faster than 2nd Sunset Beach Bar. That was insane gap, to be completely honest with you. Meanwhile, Axel makes the fastest sector too, so we hope to see some action right now in terms of fighting for the pole position for the race. And one additional point, because this is the rule in our league, that when you make the pole position and then finish the race with 140, if you make the pole position and you finish the race, no matter which position, you have to make at least 90% of the distance, then you are classified. Then you get additional point, because otherwise qualifying is just for 1st place on the grid and that's all. Axel meanwhile goes with 133.0, so he's on less than 1. Max meanwhile improves himself, but only by 14,000th of a second. And Nate goes P12, 134.5. Also Sensor improves himself into 10th place, 134.0. Only Jesper is the one not to make a lap time currently. Who is currently on the hot lap, by the way? It's Luke on sector 1. I can also spot Alpha Tauri, but it's Patrick starting. Any changes on the table? No. Okay, I can see Payson goes P11. Nurse starts his hot lap. I can see Alfa Romeo on the sector 3, but it's not Virzu, and it's Nizo not pushing at all. But Axel is trying to improve his position because only 5th for the second Mercedes is not what he expected. The runner-up of the season 1, who finished in the 2nd place this season, makes now the 3rd place with 1:33.3. Alright, who we can switch to now? Haas driver, just call me Brett, is on the 2 last corners, about to finish the lap, and makes P5 with 1:33.4. Then we are waiting for Renault, but Sensel is not hot lapping, same as Axel going to the pits. Both Mercedes are not pushing at all, but we have Luke on the way, last 2 corners waiting for him. As right now, through the last corner, crossing the line. Well, okay, he has some delays about the qualifying lap times. Meanwhile, Loki makes 3rd with 1:33.2, outscoring Luke. There's so many drivers now crossing the line, but I can't see many improvements. Definitely I can see Sephi has improved with 1:34.0. Also Jasper starts his hot lap. This might be one of the 2 chances if he manages to go back to the pits very quickly. He has Williams ahead of him, which is cutting the corner massively. I wonder if it's Sephi or Nurloser. No, it's Nurloser. So many drivers trying it to save time, but also risk of getting penalty points. Who is the closest one to cross the line, by the way? It's Luke, but he's not hot lapping. What about one of the racing points? Not Loki. Duke's in the pits. Williams on the sector 2, making his lap invalidated. Who has Libanov behind? But he has also invalidated. And he's also getting out of the track. I don't know. Also AlphaTauri is there, it's Patrick. As right now the Romanian driver with a podium in Vietnam is warming up for the lap, not or coming to the pits. Okay, never mind. We're back to Red Bull of Jesper, who is on the last corner as he crosses the line to get 14th place with 1:34.2. Not the best run made by the Dutch. Oh no, Hausman on the chat, come on. Maybe, I don't know. Gasly has done it, what about you? And yes, Gasly has done it on last week, not today. Wheels on the outlap, but his teammate is on the outlap too. Same as Javier. Max also was on the track, as I see. And just on the in-lap. As this is time to start the lap for both Alfa Romeos. They need to watch out for the Renault coming out of the garage, who is, I don't know if it's Sensel or Axel it is. They'll be trying one more time before the qualifying ends. Viers is on the sector 2, we'll watch Nizo, how Axel behaves. He goes to the left side. Also he gave accidentally a bit of slipstream for the Italian, who has scored only 1 race win in Euro Season 2 Monaco Grand Prix after Luke making bad tire choice because we had to restart lobby and the top 10 was supposed to start on the same tires. They have done the best lap in qualifying, so because of that he got disqualified, even though he later became a champion. But about Nizo, he was on the second place and he later took the victory. Oh, except of that, he has 3 more podiums, twice third place in Mexican Grand Prix Season 3 and German Grand Prix in Season 1. And we will end this with second place in Britain after a great fight with Jody, even though he was faster on the line than the Scottish. He had 1 penalty, 3 seconds for multiple warnings given by game, and this ruined his victory. Now he goes into 9th place with 1:33.6, and his teammate makes P12 with 1:34.0. Renault is crossing the line right now, but it's Axel with the starting the hot lap. So we can see that Javier is finishing it, and he's going to definitely not. Like, what just happened? Javier won the P17? Are you kidding me? I don't know, to be completely honest with you. Jesper is out of the garage. There is a Ferrari spinning, and it's Javier completely ruining his front wing, and also the same happens to his qualifying chances. He retires from the session. And that was very close. Second time, this happened. Hausen also retires. This might be a major penalty for Javier. Even though Hausen was on the 18th place in the quali, he will get a bit frustrated about that. Max from Win improves himself by 0.2 of a second. Nurse goes 4th with 1:33.2, and one of the Mercedes Axe crosses the line, but he's starting a lap. One of the McLaren is improving because both are in the lap currently. What about the Alfa Romeos? Viz is trying to improve himself. As right now he is very close to the wall. He makes 0 ERS usage and he slides, goes to the pits. The time is up. This means the last chance for Axel to beat Maxer, but he has invalidated lap time. Even though he was better by half of a second, he will not stay on the pole position. Loki currently with the fastest sector 2, but I'm switching to Alpha of Nizzle not because he's coming to the garage. Meanwhile, Lux goes for the second place. And can Sensel improve? Yes, he does, with position number 11. Now we are switching to Dux. Last corner, but he doesn't use any ERS, finishing his lap time. Axel retires from the session. So we are mainly focused on Loki because he improved his lap time and sector 2. And can he make the better? Okay, I just have seen invalidated. Meanwhile, one of the Red Bulls on the way to cross the line, it's Libenov. Steffi improves into 10th. Can Payson outscore him because he's on the last corner of the track. Into main straight he goes into P12. Well, who's on the way too? Nurse goes into the pit. Only Jesper is now going. He needs to watch out for Luke, or actually Luke's AI, because Luke has finished his session and he can't do anything about being AI. Jesper just hopes the Ferrari driver, also the Renault, will not disturb him, will not interrupt his lap time as he's going to the last corners. That was very close. Luke is being pushed off by Jesper, actually his AI. Also Axel tries to let by. And Jesper has invalidated and finishes disqualifying with a beautiful spin. But I really want to see his race director, if he was doing better. No, not at all. I can also spot one DNF, but this is on purpose. So 8th to 11th with an... Okay! You can spot the difference between Patrick, Dux and Sephi. Wow! And also Brett is very close. So I'm going to leave you alone right now for a moment, because I'm going for that water I promised. Remember to invite everyone, and I'm going for a moment. I mean, I didn't know that I will manage to make it within the qualifying standings are still on. I don't know, to be honest. So wait a moment. Yeah, you know, that's some usual stuff on the PC. Remember to leave the like button, because I'm reminding it again. The drivers are picking these strategies, and we will see them racing very soon. I just wonder what will happen during the start of the race. Well, even though some of the crashes in our league were kinda funny, mimetic and other stuff, I just hope the start will be clean, to be honest. Well, I saw that Houseman about crying, about the crashing. About the crash. Okay, we have drivers on the line and Libanov already overtakes everybody. Or no, he just made a jump start on the formation lap and he now tries to let everyone by. Okay, this was kind of a funny incident. So right now Max on the first place, on the way to get the lead of the championship probably. Then we have Luke on the second place. On the third is Axel, current championship leader. Luke probably hopes for another podium, but if he finishes the podium, we'll see something pretty much usual as no points podium, no points podium. But I'm not predicting what will happen very soon. So before we will start, you can predict the race winner. Loki probably has some will to get a decent score today, because he has only scored 4 points in Australia, even though he had the chance to get much more, same as Japan and Vietnam. Japan will remember about the fastest safety car ever in Yarrow. Alright. Oh, Axel is very close to spin. You can also see predicted pit stop strategy for everyone, sliding it very fast, so you can pause the video if you want to see that, because there was no time. Your stop strategy, or even free for look, I have seen. When I said some fields we have incident in the quali, not the quali, formation lap. Libanov is very far back. By the way, let's see the tires. And also this I had to do. Top 10 softs, Nizo mediums, Payson softs. Then Sensal, Prime Video and Nighting all on mediums. The rest of the mediums except Jasper. So Jasper tries to make a long stint. And can we get a normal camera, please? We won't. Okay, now we have. When we are switching to look. Am I hearing the lights? Yes, we have. 4, 5, Maxwell look into turn 1, it's lights out, and away we go with a pretty great desynchronization, but Maxwell gets away well. And on the second place we have Axel, then we have Luke, but he's out of the track, same as one of the Williams, it's probably no loser. Then we have Axel on the fourth, Loki goes with will to will, not will to will with Brett anymore. Brett is trying to get ahead, and he spins the Williams of Nur completely. So the worst start for Nur possible, and he might also get a penalty, not this time fortunately for him. Yellow flags in sector 2 already. Nur with the damage front wing, and he will have to fight back the grid. You can also see another yellow flag in sector 2, but it's nothing major right now. Nizo meanwhile overtakes Natick. We can see also Libanov fighting Sensor, who goes down the inside. He tries to take a place over Natick, and he goes for the P13. Meanwhile Libanov with a good start from the back as he now goes P12. So pretty good battles around there. Axel in the second place. Then we have Luke, who dropped one position. Jasper also overtakes Natick. They are going will to will in the chicane, as Jasper is the one to go ahead. Nurusa tries to fight back because Pacefan also has wing damage. He probably hit the Williams car. Well, no, Nurusa doesn't have wing damage at all. So Pacefan is the only one to pit very soon. Lokion keeps being on the 5th place, but Max also gets the fastest lap. Sefa with a pretty good start. What is happening again? The synchronization. Okay. I hope it will be back very soon and it will be stable. Meanwhile, Pacefan goes to the pits and his predicted pit stop strategy of soft, medium. But I bet he will go for, of course, new front wing, but he goes for medium tires. I wanted to say hards. What is happening in the table? Come on. Nurzermina goes, okay. The standings will be rioting. I hope you won't mind. Though Axel can turn on the RS. What is just in a row? So for now, Virzo on the 10th, and he has a possibility to attack Dukes, but I don't think it will happen very soon. Maybe into the chicane where Javier overtakes Natick, who is losing 2 places in one straight. So also Javier fights will to will Houseman, and both drivers are trying to get the place. Meanwhile, Nur goes out as the winner of this battle. As you can see, he goes P15. The winner of the Australian Grand Prix didn't start pretty well. He was spun at the first the chicane beginning of sector 2, but he fights back. Currently P15, still a chance to get at least decent points today. Max Rowe, the fastest lap of the race, 1:37.0. So look with the 1 lap of loss. It's a timing glitch. Hope he will not get any penalties, and no one will get a penalty, so we will be able to claim which position in he is. Well, there are no blue flags anywhere, so I honestly don't know. As you can see, Patrick currently has DRS on Brett, but it's way too far to make a move. But Duke seems to be closer to Sephi. But only half of a second. Also, Virzu is on this group. We need to remind it. Dukes is using DRS and overtake mode, but can both overtake Sephi? Not this time. They are still a bit too far. Meanwhile, Nuruz overtakes Jasper for the P14, sorry. Getting another position up. Now another target for him is Libanov. To overtake, of course. Pacing 25 seconds behind, but you can see he's gaining a bit. Dukes with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Everyone seems to be close to each other, except of course the McLaren driver at the back, Sephi, also with a 3-second time penalty. So right now Wilson on the 10th will stay with the battle for the 8th place. It's on the way, we have yellow flag 6-2-2, and Nurluzer, who was talking that he can make a good run, is out of the race. And this means a full safety car, the first one of the race. Alright, everyone thought this will be a procession, not this time. There is Nurluzer to serve you close racing. Paceman will go back to the fight, even though he was 20 seconds behind. If you see that look, has 1 lap of loss to Maxro, don't care about this, because this is the timing glitch which sometimes likes to remove 1 lap. As right now, this race is going to be pretty interesting. Well, something has happened, and you can see many drivers are going to pit. Who is leading the race then? It's Nizo staying on his medium tire, same as Sensal on the 2nd place. So Nizo, if nothing happens, will lead the restart. Paceman has to say that he's lucky. Completely. Well, sorry if I don't say anything, but I'm on my way reminding about the broadcast. Mentioning 500 plus people. Like, come on. Well, I need to remove some of the tabs I have, as they're distracting me. Alright, I'm back. I guess the safety car will be in maybe next lap or this one. I just came because of my message. There is a safety car, there is restart to watch. Meanwhile, Virzu, I don't know why he swaps positions with Libenov, and after the pit stop, the time glitch of Luke has fixed itself. Welcome everybody again to the broadcast. Remember to hit the like button. Watch the restart and the whole race, because you know that both F3 and F2 were absolute madness, which was worth watching definitely. What we'll see today? Safety car is not coming in this lap, but it can surprise us anytime. But I don't see it will happen. Pacer from the last place literally has to follow what the rest of the grid will do. Big oversteer moments. Vfeld from F3 understands you, because he crashed it the same way, and many drivers will understand you. Anyone going to the pits? I guess. Okay, Natick was probably faking it. I mean, the Houseman goes for real right now. Not everybody, as I remember. You can ask Maxro, because he's probably the one going on pad. But I'm not sure. Also, I know Virza playing on a gamepad. Well, most of the drivers have steering wheel, but not every. Houseman exits the pits. He goes for the hard tires, so he wants to make a long stint, maybe until the end of the race even. But then on the lap 20 or 21 will happen a safety car, and he will have to go softs. Well, that was very close with Paceman. So, reminding the season 3 at was the safety car on lap 20, as I said. The season 3 race. There's a rewatch available in our channel, but make it after the race. There was 20 laps of kind of clean racing. Then Luke completely crashed Tira, and the story happened. Many drivers fighting for the victory. Close racing too. Meanwhile, I guess it's time to restart the race. Is it in? We'll see. Safety car in this lap. Make me go for 5 seconds definite, literally. Don't worry about me, as we are restarting the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix with Nizo on the first place. Then we have Sensal on the second, and Jasper completes the front three. And you can say that's a surprising thing, but they haven't pitted. You can see the pit stops. Top 5 hasn't done a pit stop yet. They will have to, but okay. When Nizo will restart the race, this is the question. We remember what Valtteri Bottas has done in the Tuscan Grand Prix, but the major carnage happened. Right now, Nizo restarts the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on the lead. Then we have Sensor sliding a bit, and Jasper behind him, who is right now going to lead after like 1 or 2 more laps after we restarted the race. Max already tries to overtake Natick for the 5th place, and can he go there? I don't know, to be honest, not understand, but maybe on the DRS straight, even though there is no DRS for the first laps after the restart. Meanwhile, Maxro makes it even before on the 5th place. His next target is to beat is Javier. Then he has Jasper, Sensor and Nizo. He uses right now overtake ERS mode. Seems to be a lot faster than, not a lot, but a bit faster than Javier. This is the time to overtake for him for the 4th place. He goes there. Also Axel makes the move on Monetic. Right now Maxro locks up, goes for the P4. This time Jasper, can he complete the 3 moves on actually 2 sectors? He does it. What a drive made by the Frenchman and the season 3 champion. Also there is a fight between Axel and Javier. Javier defends his place same as Luke, overtakes Natick, and Natick overtakes Brett. They are going wheel to wheel in the beginning of sector 3 as they are doing it, fighting, and Brett Griesel plays. Meanwhile Natick loses another position. He now goes only P11. There was very close between him and Patrick. There was a contact, but I hope there was no damage at all. Meanwhile Axel tries to find a way to overtake Javier, but he still stays on the 6th place. We have pit window open for medium tires for the 2-stop strategy, because there are people who can try making 1 stop, but I don't believe this is easy. Axel on the DRS straight, he will probably make an attack, even though he has much less ERS than Javier does. Out of the hairpin they go, and it's time to make a move. You can see him going just on the gearbox of the Ferrari driver, but he still doesn't use overtake. Maybe it's time, because Javier is using it. You can see he's getting far away. Meanwhile Maxro goes with another overtake, this time on Sensor, and he only has Nizo ahead of him. So this is the last move to complete. Patrick Miller fights Sephi, and the chicane where Hülkenberg was hanging like a cow, he said. Axel also tries to overtake Brett for the 8th place, and can he go for it? Because Brett has the better line. He goes inside and he defends his position very well and stays on the 8th. Meanwhile, he also gets a 3-second time penalty. Sephi overtakes Patrick, who is spun, and there was a massive wing damage for many drivers. At least Dukes, I remember. Virtual safety car. Alright, Dukes with wing damage. I don't know if Houseman does. And I don't know what's happening with the... Okay, now we have it correct. I don't understand. Renault and Ferrari on the pits. It's Javier and Sensel. Also Axel, Patrick trying to gain some time on the pits. Well, even though Sefai has no wing damage, but he gets a drive-through penalty for spinning under VSC. He managed to make no wing damage at all. But you can see all of the drivers from P12 to P18 are on the pits. Back to the fight for position number 1 is Maxwell. His DRS, same as Axel. We will stay with the Renault driver as he makes an easy pass on the Red Bull. Maxwell also goes closer and closer, but not enough. Meanwhile, Brett tries to make a move on Luke. Luke tries to make it on Jesper. And the Ferrari driver, the season champion, is going wheel to wheel with the Red Bull. But he stays behind. But also Brett has space to get the 5th or maybe even 4th, only 5th place. And now someone got the 3-second tire penalty for multiple one, if I didn't see that properly. Meanwhile, also Maxo goes ahead of Nizo. Close battling around there. As Brett seems to be very close to Jesper. Now it's time to overtake. That was very close between them. Can Brett go down the inside for the position up? No, he will probably go if he position down, no. So he stays 5th, because there was a contact between him and Jesper, and he will not improve himself on the standings. We can see a close fight for the 4th place between Jesper, Brett, Luke and Loki. Meanwhile, also Payson is doing a pretty good job from the safety car, because he was last, far away, now he's 9th. And maybe some points to the collection. Brett, is he about to get oversteer? Fortunately, no. But now Jesper had a little slide. 3 drivers will have DRS, and the only one from this group to not get it is Jesper, because he's ahead of the, because he's on the front of the pack. As right now Brett overtakes Jesper. That was easy to predict. Also Loki will try it on Luke. No, because Luke will stay 6th and him 7th. There was a bit too much gap between them to try it. But now Jesper has DRS on Brett. But Brett seems to be a bit far away. Jesper is not using ERS. Meanwhile, Loki tries to going wheel to wheel. We know what happened between them in Australia. But during lap 10, they are still going on the same places they have started this lap. Dux overtakes Libano for the P17. They're trying to fight for the position to not be last completely, to be honest. As we'll stay with the group fighting for the 5th right now, because Brett is a bit far away with 1.5 of a second of advantage, making use of ability to breathe, because he has no one to fight right now. I don't know if he'll be able to catch Axel, but it seems that his gap is going pretty much. Okay, he's going faster. Meanwhile, Jesper Luke had contact, and Luke has done it with a spin. But fortunately for him, he loses only 2 places and will stay on the DRS gap. Dux makes the fastest lap of the race. Now Loki, okay, Luke was a bit far away, but Loki overtakes Jesper for the 5th place. Well, that might be a racing incident or a minor fault of the Rebel driver. Menaxa on the way to overtake Nizo for the 2nd place. Can he make it into the chicane? He does. He goes around the outside, now down the inside, and back on the racing line on the 2nd place. Brett has a chance to make a podium, to be honest. You can see he is trying to gain some time on Nizo. Sapphire with another 3 seconds. As we can also spot Dux going very close to Patrick. Can he go P16? He does. A good run currently made by the Racing Point driver, trying to gain as many places as possible. Nizo meanwhile goes to the pits, and this means Brad goes into the third. And I guess that also Sepai slides into the pits. I just didn't realize. Nizo will probably go out around the position number, around Racing Point I guess. Yellow flags in sector 3, it's Libanov with a spin. So again the problems have started for the Slovakian. Yellow flags in sector 3 again, but it's Libanov trying to get back on the race pace and he will have to pit. This will have DRS. Yellow flags sector 3 again, but they are stuck there. Okay, back to greens. Meanwhile Libanov pits again. Yellow flags in sector 3. Can Luke overtake Jasper here? Yes. For the 5th place he goes. Jasper stays behind. This I guess he will not have DRS, but okay, he has, never mind. He uses also overtake DRS mode to get as close as possible to Jasper, but it's still way too far to even think about the move. Netic also tries to fight Nizo. As they're going for the P14, we will go with Luke trying to chase Loki for the 4th. The question basically is, when will we have the next safety car? Because as you can see the grid is right now separated into the small groups, with Max leading peacefully, then we have Axel on the 2nd place also peacefully going. Luke with the time glitch again. But there's also a group fighting for the 3rd, we can say, of Brett, Loki, Luke, Jasper and Vezu. Then we have 2 drivers fighting for the 8th, it's Space and the Houseman. For the 10th they're going Sanson and Javier, based on the 3-second time penalty. Axel only on the 12th place. Oh, I didn't realize that. Sefa and Nezo fighting for the P13, then we have Natick, Dukes, Patrick and Libanov far behind. Frizzle seems to be faster than Jasper, and it's true as he goes for the 6th place on the lap 13. As right now Javier has an opportunity to overtake Sensel, he will use DRS. So I can see Jasper trying to fight back. Virzu will go back to he stays behind. Sefa is much faster than Nizo down to the chicane and he goes on the P13. Well, I can see also some more glitches. Virzu every 2nd time penalty. As Nizo once again is very close, he has the fresher medium tires, so he has to make a move on Sefa if he wants to get points today for Alfa Romeo, because this is the hope for a decent result today. But what about the Italian? Sefa is sliding a bit, but this is an opportunity to Nizo on the straight, but maybe on the DRS1. Loki loses less than a second to Brad, and Luke is also on the DRS gap. Same as Virzu, I guess. Now it's a bit too far. But Jasper will have DRS. Yellow flag the 2nd to 3rd, Libanov spins again. Well, he has the pace of the F1 driver, but I don't understand why he's spinning so much. So many times. In Vietnam it happened, in Abu Dhabi it happens. I mean, just try to make it. Yellow flag in sector 3 again, Libanov again. Goes back on track, and I want to know, he crashes on purpose, but somehow we have seen the funniest thing of the crashing. Okay, I knew it will be safety car at all, but Libanov, come on! I haven't seen the weirder crash before. I think that some drivers will get an epilepsy after that. Some watchers or some viewers But you could see this. LOL. LOL. I don't understand. This might be also penalty points. Max row. What? Tell me. What happened? Brad is disqualified from the race. Also crushing one of the McLarens of Pace fan. And now tries to overtake Brad. Goes for the pits. Well, if you think that Ribanov had a bad race, then think about Brad, who has been disqualified from the session. Come on! I don't understand. Brad has left the session. I think his reaction is... I don't understand the reaction of... Wait, what I wanted to say? I don't know, let's say never mind. Sensor another time with a pretty good restart will have. Because he's on the third place. Well, I don't understand at all. I don't understand at all. It's safety car, number 2. And we're currently on the sector 3, or actually the beginning of it, with Max and Axel. Renault to 3 Wojtas, wow. Just wow. Well, just wow. Renault with a double podium currently, but can Sensal keep it until the end of the race? As right now no one goes to the pits at the front of the pack and anywhere. If though Max was very close to crash into the wall. As we are currently on lap 16. Max Rowe won the first place. This still doesn't give him the lead of the championship. The gap between them is 15 points, not 7 or 6. But I don't understand. Let me just do something. Okay. Axel is probably not happy about his result as he right now goes P13. And this is not a satisfying result at all for the Mercedes. And we have safety car in this lap. Well, Max now dictates the pace, not Nizo. What does it mean? Well, Max can easily get away at the start of the restart of the race. We had 4 safety cars in F3 division and in F1 but S3 Belgium. But this time who will be the one to get ahead of everyone? Nice rhymes, by the way. At the restart of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. As right now, Maxer goes very slowly, even though we can go with the race. Now he pushes, it's restart now. As Javier tried to be overtaken, and he goes very much out of the track, but fortunately he comes back. Sends up the 3-second time penalty. We have green flags again. Let's race again. And Maxer goes less than a second ahead of Axel, so not the best gap, or around a second. Sefai meanwhile overtakes Axel for the P13. As Jesper on the new medium tires has to finish the race on them. And will he do it? I don't completely know. But okay, he's almost spins. He's now between Alpha Tauris of Patrick and Hausman. As Loki seems to be faster than Javier. Can the Racing Point driver go for the 4th place? Right now he tries it. And they're going wheel to wheel and to the chicane. After that there is a second DRS zone. Loki goes for the 4th place. Sefai fighting Axel wheel to wheel. And Axel goes ahead. Paceman watching this battle, hoping to find some space to get ahead of these two drivers, but I think he's a bit too far to complete the move. Again Sefai with Axel, but this time Mercedes tries to go ahead, and he does. That is no spin this time. Meanwhile, Luke swaps positions with Javier. I don't know. Did he overtake the second Ferrari? I don't know. It's not me to rate it. But Javier slides a bit. And Nizo goes with the 3-second time penalty. Maxer goes the fastest up on the race on medium tires, but you can see Axel is only 1 second behind. Meanwhile, Sensa, even though he loses almost 5 seconds, still on the 3rd place. But can he defend at least points for Renault until the end of the race? That's a question. Patrick fights Jesper wheel to wheel, and through the hairpin they go. As also Hausman tries to find some space. But this time, okay, you can see Axel with Hausman, with Tool. Can Axel make a move? No, he breaks early, but Sefai tries it. Stays on the P14, but he could have a good exit if he didn't make a slide. Meanwhile, Natick with Vilso. Natick goes ahead, meanwhile Sefai also gets overtaken, same as Javier. We can see massive battles here. And Axel goes on the P12. Sansa drops to 5th. He lost 2 places in actually 4 corners, but it doesn't help him at all. But you can see the gap between Axel and Max and the rest of the grid. That's mainly between them. The question, who will win the race, is only between them, to be honest. Unless both of them crash. Sefai overtakes Hausman for the P13. Even though he gets a lot of penalties, it's not the worst run. You can see he's not losing that much time. Just from the 9th place, gets ahead of Natick. But can also Patrick overtake? Not this time, maybe on the DRS zone. No spins right now. Whoa, that was very close. I was afraid that one of the drivers will crash. There was a contact between Axel and Sefai. As right now, we have DRS open. And you can see that Axel is less than a second to Max. Milan Lizzo overtakes Sensor too, but Sensor fights back, locks up, will not fight back anymore. Well, I don't know who is going to win this race. It only depends on penalties. Who will keep the lead of the championship, or actually get it. Sensor ahead of Nizo. They are still continue going well. This is an obvious fault made by Sensor that both drivers will lose a lot of places. Yellow flags between Sector 2 and Sector 3. And Sansa and Nizzo lose both a lot of places. Duke spins too. So many accidents right now. All started with Sansa and Nizzo fighting will to will. And we need to be honest, their race is very, very ruined. Their points chances at least. Luke gets the timing glitch again, but you can see, like honestly, first the drivers, Max or Axel fighting for the win. Then you have another group, another pair of Loki and Luke, and then the rest. Vitsu fights just before the 5th. Can he defend his place? Right now not, but Axel goes will to will with Natick. Doesn't make a leg breaking, but otherwise, they are going will to will instead of it. Also, he tries to go down the inside on the hairpin, and he is going will to will with the McLaren. Can he get the slipstream? He does, and he will surely get ahead. I don't know, to be honest. Carlson overtakes Patrick. No, Axel with the late braking. He does it. There was a contact between them. I think that a minor Axel's fault. This time it was Natick's fault. But they are both back on track. 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I can see some debris getting out of Axel. Wilson overtaken by Jesper. And Axel does it finally, he can say. But also he has wing damage. Also there's a Red Bull spawn of Jesper. So many spins on this corner. This is not a lucky corner for all drivers. Axel keeps the 1.1 gap to Meister, but can he push on the last laps of the race to get past the Mercedes driver? For now, we are staying with Sefai and Vilzo. Sefai, even though he got a lot of penalties, we remember that on the 6th place might cost him getting a good points, even though he has them penalties, which doesn't help him at all. But now he has DRS. I'll use it to try to overtake Vilzo. But Axel has less than a second of the gap. But you can see also he has no ERS power at all. Will he have DRS right now? This is the only chance for him to help. No, he doesn't. Sefai uses DRS. Axel meanwhile overtakes Javier. Sefai tried to go down the inside, but Vilzo kept his place. Sefai, not the worst exit, a pretty good one. Right now goes down the inside into another chicane, and he will go ahead. That's very big probability. Yes, he does. There was nothing Vilzo had to deal with. Tyson tries to go around the outside of Nizzo. We can see a group of 5 drivers trying to get the position. Also Sensor gets a physical penalty. You could see this. Sefai he overtook Vilzo, but the gap is stuck. You can see that Luke is very close to Loki, but still not on the gap to your CRS. Well, I need to update the results a bit after they're crossing the line, because it's a glitch. A problems of lobby, to be honest. Duke stays around 3 seconds behind the pack. He will hope that the rest of the drivers will get many penalties. I'll go back to look on Loki, but you can see Loki is too far to try to make a move. But what about Axel? Still around 1 second behind. He needs to find the solution to push harder and then try to overtake Maxro and maybe take the victory of the race. And I'm not checking the race director right now. Meanwhile, AlphaTauri is both swapping place each other. Hausman gets ahead of Patrick, and Nizzle behind them tries to find a way also. Stefan the 5th, right now over a second. We'll go back to the group fighting. As this time we'll stay with the drivers fighting for the P9, maybe even P8 if Javier makes even a minor mistake. Well, there it is. Because Axel seems to lose a bit more right now. He lost somewhere 0.4 of a second. Javier goes to the pits and I don't know the reason, to be completely honest with you. Maybe soft tires and hoping for a safety car. Sci-Fi peacefully goes through the turn 3. Also we can see Nizo and Natick both pitting again. I need to tell you something about my F2 race. I tried to keep mediums until the end, but that didn't happen because of the spin. Sci-Fi goes away of the pack on the 6. And Hassan and Patrick both are in the 8th and 9th in the race. Let me see the tires of the 3 at the back. Used softs, so the best decision they could do. Paceman tries to fight Patrick wheel to wheel, and the podium driver from the Vietnam is overtaken. No, because Paceman is completely spun, and Patrick has a physical penalty for that already. But I think there will be a bit more. Jesper overtakes the Romanian. I hope that Payson has little to more damage. I can see none of the debris have gone. Let's see the tires, by the way. As the top 5 goes on the mediums, then Viv on the hards, and Axel Hausman Jesper on the mediums too. Patrick goes to the pit, so probably damage from doing, and Payson can say karma right now. But his softs are very, very worn, and I don't think they will make it until the end. They will be able to even get a puncture. You can see the new front wing for the Romanian in AlphaTauri, former Toro Rosso, which I'm used to call them. Javier with the physical time penalty. Well, this is the price to pay for pushing. Well, and I know I'm switching that many times, but I'm trying to get the right camera or something. Let's get to the leader. I don't know. Okay, finally, the normal camera is back. Axel on the 7th place will try to find an opportunity to attack Vizu for the 6th. And Vizu has spun himself and he loses that place. So Axel didn't have even to wait that long. It just happened in the 5 seconds after I told that he will wait for an opportunity. Meanwhile, Javier gets overtaken by Natick, but at least his teammate, for the Ferrari fans it is, Luke still fights for the podium. And I think that it's the time to start fighting seriously. Like, maybe he knows that Loki has penalties. Dukes Mina goes to 11th, even though he was spun and he was going at the very back of the grid. As right now, Luke tries to find a way to overtake Loki, but he's still a bit too far. He will not make a move down the inside. Now he has a good exit, overtake Yaris mode, DRS, so he has a little advantage over the racing point, going around the outside, and this time he completes the move and goes third. Dukes meanwhile overtakes Sensel on the longest straight of the track, but Sensel can fight back as he now has DRS, not the racing point. Can Racing Point give double points today? I don't think so. What about the Renault? Sensor goes almost outside of the track, still completes the move, even though Dux tries to fight back. And who will spin this time? No one, unfortunately, but Dux gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. We'll go back to them soon. Meanwhile, Luke's timing glitch is fixed, for now at least. Axel loses more and more time. And the closest ones are Sensor, Dux and Jesper and Houseman. So we will stay with them. I just remind you about leaving that like button, so the algorithm will help us to be promoted around the YouTube. Because you can see we had some great battles today. Well, as Dux had a bad exit from this corner, we'll switch to... No, because you can see that Dux is closing to Sensel. And can he complete the move before the second DRS zone? Sensel goes around the outside, Dux will go down the inside, completes it. Yes, he goes ahead on the 10th. But Sensel now has the opportunity to use DRS, and this will end on the last lap probably. And this straight will decide who will be on the 10th place, because as you can see, Axel with the 3-second time penalty, by the way. You can see now Sensel goes back, so if we will keep that on lap 27, Sensel will be overtaken by Dux again, then he will go back, and by my calculations he will be 10th anyway. But the penalties will decide, I'm going to tell you. We'll stay currently with, again, Luke, the timing glitch. Remember that he's third. That's all I can say. Let me quick. Okay, someone was in the pits, but how many penalties has Luke? Penalty 1. Okay. Meanwhile, you have yellow flags in sector 3 because Javier is out of the race. Where did he crash? He crashed while entering the pit, same as Patrick does. But this is retirement purpose and will not have safety car. Why? Because it's too close to the end of the race. I mean, how many penalties has Loki? Because you can see they are way too far. Now, Loki is on the podium still. Dux overtakes Sensel back, but we'll see how this is going when Sensei will have DRS. Not a good exit. So, okay, my calculations are wrong. Meanwhile, Jesper overtakes Hausman. Will see if they are going to win. No. No. We can see that Sensei is too far to complete the move. Meanwhile, I have started the last lap of the race and mastered on the first place. But can he win the Grand Prix? It will all depend on penalties. As right now, the closest group is between Jesper and Hausman. Also in the fights, Natick. Dux is 4 seconds behind, and you can see that Axel is a bit too far from Maxro. Very too far, because 3 seconds, come on. 3.5. We'll go back to Hausman with Jesper, because you can see that Sensor is losing over a second to Dux. And my calculations were wrong this time. This is an opportunity for Hausman, and maybe the second last one, to go ahead of the Red Bull driver. And can he overtake his countryman? He's close, but another chance is after this straight, where he enters right now. Overtake ERS mode. I think he's too far away. Maxero goes on the 2 last corners. Please finish it. Okay, they are too far. They're too far from each other. And Max Rowe wins or not the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. He wins because Axel had penalties and Max Rowe didn't. So Max Rowe wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Luke will go third, remember that. He will be fourth. Okay, the timing glitch is back. Loki goes on the podium with the third place and first podium in his ERO career. Sefi, even though he had a lot of penalties, can himself call satisfied because of the results. Because Axel overtakes him. What about Vizu? Can he make it? He doesn't. So Sefi will go into the points. Meanwhile, Hausen goes 6th, Jesper 8th. Duke's finishing the race on the 10th place. And what about Sensel? He stays 11th. Natic will go to 11th. Nizo 13th. And Pacefen, even though he had a chance to make something on this race, to make up the grid, he still finished on the P14. And I can see Sensel lost 43 thousandths of a second to the position number 11. Meanwhile, Pacefen got the fastest lap, so still a point for him. Okay, the race is finished. As right now we are welcoming the podium celebration. Loki with the first podium ever in ERO. As we can saw the party. Abu Dhabi is usually the end of the season, but an hour late it's at the beginning, because why not? Loki is probably very much satisfied about this race. Two safety cars, so not a record. And time right, Payson has done the fastest lap by 0.3 of a second, yes. But you can see that standings could have rated more after these penalties. Well, I had Stefan got much more penalties and I thought that he'll be even further down the standings, but still first points for him. And ERO F1, because in the ERO F3 he even won one race, it was Abu Dhabi as I remember too. So a pretty good track for him, he likes that probably. Now I'm inviting drivers to the press conference. Okay. Just let me give 1 minute please. Just give me 1 minute and I will invite the drivers. You can stay on the live, hit the like button because we need it. Loki, and here goes Axel. 3 drivers on the podium today, and I'm going to calculate the standings right now. As this time, okay, we have Baku, just set the Baku. He's probably doing 5 lappers, I don't know. Hello Loki. If we can hear you. This would be nice.
Hello.
Congratulations on the first podium in your ERO career.
Thank you very much. It was tough though. Luke was really quick. It was tough.
Well, this time you kept it clean.
Yeah, exactly. no Vietnam like the last race, but yeah, it's just nice to get a clean race. I felt like in Japan I could have been up on the podium as well, but that one didn't go to plan. But yeah, it was a good race.
All right. So, any comments about the safety cars? Because this is the first one I want to ask you.
Well, the second safety car was a bit crazy because, well, actually no, the first safety car, because coming into the pit lane, I think Ace was waiting for Max to box, so he was trying to get a gap. Obviously, he was slowing down before the pit lane, and I got held up. So then Bread came out in front of me for the first safety car, and then it was kind of Bread, Luke, and then me were just within maybe about a second and a half. And then obviously the second safety car, Bread just put it in the barrier. I couldn't believe it. And then that was me into third place. After that, I had to overtake, I think, a Ferrari and a Red Bull or something like that. I did a nice move at the end of the second straight, and then it was just about staying consistent, not getting penalties. I knew Luke had a 3-second time penalty. I just knew that I had to keep it off the white lines, or keep it within the white lines, and I'll be on the podium.
All right. Is there Maxro or... Yes, there it is. There he is, the winner. But still not the championship leader.
I am?
No, you're not. 67 points you have. Axel still 74. But if you win the Grand Prix again, you're equal if Axel finishes second. Without the pole position, of course, or fastest lap.
So we'll try this. Baku.
Yes,
right
Baku.
choice.
Baku.
No, that's too easy to do this.
Basically, any comments about the race? Was it tough to fight Axel?
Yeah, that was a bit tough. When I was in traffic, it was a bit scarred. Yes, because the traffic is always scarred. Yeah, everybody was clean, so yeah, the race was good for myself, and I don't got upset because I don't expecting this pace. It was very fast tonight, so I was done.
Well, Axel will not join the party, right? The conference. Okay. Any more comments about this race?
Qualifying was nice. It's nice when you go through the last sector in qualifying, but I ended up invalidating my luck. I felt like I could have been in front row.
Oh, well, I thought you will make a good result when I saw your result in the quali, because you stopped at 4th.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to finish third. Really. But what's the next race now? Baku. Oh god.
Yeah.
Baku.
I know Baku's gonna be crazy, right?
We remember what happened in season 2.
I'm assuming it was mad.
And if you ask me what I mean, Luke and Jordi crashing on the last lap of the race, on the last straight, still crossing the line.
In the last meter.
Oh wow.
Yes, Max, you will remember that.
Yeah, I saw the video. And just one thing, what's happened in the last corner? When
To Javier and Patrick,
yeah.
they crashed into the pit wall because they didn't want to continue.
Did Axel have a penalty when he pit under the second safety car? I think he went to hard. I'm not sure. Did he have a penalty on lap 14, or did he just pit to get new tires?
I don't remember that. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he was in P3 or P4 when the second safety car came.
Yeah, because I don't remember because I pit, and when he pit the mechanics was not ready for him, I think, but I don't know, honestly. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, well done though. You got the pace everywhere, it seems. I need to know your secret.
Yeah. I don't know what it is too.
I'm just push on the sweater.
Well, basically I can say pretty good race. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying on the broadcast even though the attendance was a bit poor. Mostly 10 people and it really engaged, 5-6 usually. I had to ping, but it was still a good race. So thank you for coming, thank you for racing. And next week is Baku. And please, I don't want it to be a procession. So I guess see you next week.
Yeah.